everybody. Welcome to the podcast. It's Yasmin here again. And this podcast is actually called mainly Moonology, but so far we actually haven't talked about much Moonology because the first couple of episodes I really wanted to talk about Mercury retrograde because Mercury's been retrograde. And now there's another big thing which has just happened in the skies, which I really do need to speak to you. So even though we are mainly Moonology, we haven't really got to the Moonology yet. This week, what I want to speak to you about is the fact that we've just had a major astrological event take place. Don't worry, it's a few days after, but this is a long cycle, okay? So the fact that you're finding out a couple of days after it's happened, or maybe you've already heard about it, Jupiter has moved into Aries. It's fine. It's good time to catch up. So let's talk about what it means that Jupiter has now moved into Aries. Okay, so number one, let's talk about what is Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of good luck, good times, adventures, higher learning, study, and also really importantly, seeing the bigger picture of life. You can imagine Jupiter as kind of like Father Christmas. Astrologers call Jupiter the Great Benific, which basically means the really, really good lucky planet. There are a few things to be aware of with Jupiter. Jupiter brings you good luck and helps you to get whatever it is you want and helps you to believe in yourself and boost your confidence. And therefore, when your confidence has been boosted, then you're going to believe in yourself more, and therefore you're more likely to achieve what you want because it's the law of attraction. If you believe you can get what you want, then you're more likely to get it. So wherever you have Jupiter in your chart is where you are likely to be a little bit more successful. So you can look that up and find out where Jupiter is in your chart. But what we're talking about today is the fact of where Jupiter is right now. And Jupiter has just moved into the sign of Aries. So any kids being born now are going to have Jupiter in the first sign of the zodiac, Aries. So what does that mean? Well, for a start, it's worth noting that Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So we are back at the start of a new 12-year cycle because Jupiter takes 12 years to go around the chart. And Jupiter will be somewhere in your chart now. If you know your rising sign, that's the best thing to do. If you don't know your rising sign, go to moonmessages.com/free chart and you can cast your chart for free. And then I think on the last page it will say Aries rules your whichever house. That is the house that's being affected by Jupiter. I should also just mention at this point, I will be doing a workshop all about Jupiter, which if you're a member of my Sun, Moon and Stars membership, it's free. Otherwise, there is a fee, but that's fine because it's going to be worth it. Just go to moonmessages.com/workshops. moonmessages.com/workshops and you'll get all the information that you need about the workshop. So let's talk about Jupiter. Like I said, Jupiter is the lucky planet. It's the planet which brings blessings. It's very much seen as a masculine planet. Jupiter is actually usually associated with the god Zeus, who was kind of a bit of a one, actually. But those of you who know me know I like to work with the feminine. And the feminine of Jupiter really would be either Lady Luck or the goddess Fortuna. So if you're into working with the goddesses and you want to harness the energy of Jupiter as it changes signs, tap into the goddess Fortuna. Go online, print out a picture of the goddess Fortuna, laminate it if you've got a laminating machine, or just use, sticky tape, scotch tape to sort of make it a bit tougher, a bit more long lasting, or just cut it out, put it in a picture frame, whatever. But put Fortuna on your altar if you have one, or just on your mantelpiece or whatever, and just talk to Fortuna a little bit as Jupiter changes signs. I mentioned I'll be doing the workshop. When I do the workshop, I'll explain where Jupiter is for you depending on your rising sign and everything you need to know about it. But in a nutshell, what you really need to know is that whenever a planet changes signs, we really feel the planet's energy more than ever, okay? It's like it's being triggered. It's like the energy is just that little bit stronger. So there is a lot of Jupiter energy around right now, and I'm just going to quickly look here for the dates So Jupiter entered Aries on May 11 and will stay in Aries until October 28. Now, what's that about? In fact, what's going to happen is that Jupiter is going to go into a retrograde cycle. So all the planets go retrograde from time to time. We all know about Mercury retrograde, which happens up to 4 times a year. Jupiter goes retrograde every now and then as well. And it's going to go into the sign of Aries, then it's going to stop or appear to stop, and it's going to then appear to go backwards. It's going to go retrograde, and it's actually going to retrograde all the way back into Pisces. Okay, so Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac, and then Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So we've got Jupiter in Aries moving forwards. We're going to have the retrograde of Jupiter moving back into Pisces. So you're going to get a last blast of luck of wherever that was for you. Again, I'll cover that in the workshop. I can't really cover it here. It's a bit too much. And then forward again, Jupiter's going to move into Aries and stay in Aries until the end of the year. So like these are just a few things that you might be happy to know about Jupiter. I guess the number one thing is this. Jupiter is the good luck planet, but sometimes when Jupiter is really active, we do get extra luck and we feel luckier. We feel like, oh, everything's going to be fine. But just remember that when Jupiter is active, we also need to put in the work and not just think, oh, everything's going to work out great. Sometimes we need to think everything's going to be fine, but I need to do X, Y, Z. So what I thought I would do today is I would draw a card for everybody who's listening to this. What do we need to know in order to manifest our dreams now that Jupiter has changed signs? What do we need to know? There's the card. What do we need to know or do now that Jupiter has changed signs? How do we harness the good luck that comes with Jupiter in the sign of Aries? I will say before I go on, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It's the sign of fun and the child. It is also ruled by Mars, the god of war. So I hope we're not going to have Jupiter, which is the planet of lots of, amplifying that Mars energy. I hope the world's leaders are going to say, you know what, let's focus on the good stuff. Let's focus on the lighter side. And in fact, that's what this card is, funnily enough. We've got the lighten up card. So I think the message is whatever it is you want to manifest, now that you know that the good luck planet is active, lighten up, focus on what is good and what is coming into your life, okay? So there we go. Jupiter is moving into Aries. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. We've all got a change of luck coming. If you want to know more about it, join me for my workshop, which is going to be taking place on May 21. And again, just go to moonmessages.com/workshops. And I will be sure to have the information up there for you so you can sign up. It's free if you're a Sun, Moon and Stars member. And if you're not a Sun, Moon and Stars member, what we actually do is we give you the opportunity to sign up for $1, see if you like it in there, and then you'll get the workshop for free, or you can just pay your money, $29.99, and get the workshop. So that's it. Have a beautiful day, and remember, your luck could be about to change in a really, really good way. Thanks for listening.